I'll show you the painting inspo folder, and then a whole bunch, and then you'll start seeing other stuff.
Okay.
I think you're pretty near the top of that one.
Landscapes.
All right, we are
It's
live.
like Instagram.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll put that there. We'll put that there.
And I mean, I don't mind traveling to get this tattoo artist. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing for a tattoo. It's so important to get something functional, right?
yeah, like, I don't mind, like, I mean, I think he works in the Newmarket location when he comes back, so I'm like, okay, fine, I can go to Newmarket.
That would be fine.
Where is this I know this statue, the one with the veil on it.
Oh, that was in Nice.
Nice?
Yeah.
I swear I've seen it in person. I know it because we
There's a
studied.
couple that look like that because they're very striking. Like when you see them, you're like, oh my goodness, you notice, you remember.
But there's not too many of them because that's why they're so striking.
I wonder if that's, we studied it in school, but I'm wondering if that's what it was. That sounds right. Yeah, it's funny when you actually study something in school and then you see it in person. Like
Right.
The painting, what was it called? The painting of, what's his name? Saint Maurice, I believe it is. It's a saint or sir. He was he's a black knight from the Middle Ages, and he's, I think it is Saint Maurice. Yes, because I know another story that relates to him that people don't realize what he really looks like. And he, what was it called? I was just lucky to be at the Met.
Yeah.
The week that, or the month that they were doing the medieval exhibit, and his painting, the original, was right there, and I was
right there.
and also to the death of Socrates.
Oh,
Painting
yeah?
was there. That's the main reason I was checking the paintings out, because I'm like, I have to write a paper on that and compare it to. No, I had to write a paper on one of these paintings, and I'm like, okay, check that out. And then the other one was I didn't get to see this because they told me the wrong location until I was at the Met, and I'm like, where is the School of Philosophy one? And it's like, that's in the Vatican. What the? Why
Okay.
couldn't anyone tell me that? I thought it was in New York. Someone told me it was in New York.
Yeah.
And so
Sorry, sugar, you're getting displaced.
what happened was, you're leaving crumbs all over my bag. Good for you.
Right?
Yeah,
Good job,
so
sugar.
what happened was I just had some things. What was it called? So, but I did get to see the death of Socrates. It was right there, and
Ooh.
what was it called? I got to see a bunch of
This tea is so good. I mixed the cherry and the peach tea together.
Okay, that makes sense. And then what was it? I've seen a bunch, and oh right, Picasso's coming to the AGO in October.
Isn't Picasso still at something?
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. No, I'm thinking Van Gogh. You're right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because I remember we saw that when we were at the AGO. It was talking about how the setup where you couldn't go to certain sections because they were preparing for Picasso.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I remember that.
So they, what was it called? They sent me a letter telling me to come for that, and I'm like, oh, Luke's excited. He's like, that one I'm excited for. They had the Dutch painters a while ago, which, this was hilarious.
Yeah.
So, like 2019 September, they had the Dutch painting. I'm trying to think. Who's the guy who, Vermeer or whatever his name is?
Vermeer.
Yeah, they had his stuff at the ROM, and I saw the paintings, and then in November, early November, I went to New York, and the paintings had been returned of Vermeer. So I'm like, hey, I just saw you again. So that was fun. I didn't get to go to the art gallery in New York. I ran out of time. I actually, if I would have realized how much time I actually had,
Yeah.
I would have booked in something else because I had planned. I went for 3 days.
Yeah.
Stayed for 2 nights, and I had planned how I was going to go to things. And I didn't realize on the last day I'd actually have more time than I did, and I ended up like just sitting at a Starbucks next to the Empire State Building, finishing my paper.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, actually, it's quicker to get to the airport than I thought. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit here, finish my paper, and then head off to the airport. And I love the Toronto airport, the one downtown, Billy Bishop, because you just walk into it.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I've ever been to it.
It's only a few blocks away from here.
Really?
Yeah, it's literally down the street.
Oh, because it's like the one next to the island, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's really
that
very
makes
close to here. And so all I
that
did
makes
from
total sense.
and what I did from work was I just took the subway down, then took the streetcar, went past it, and I was told I could just walk into it. Wait, I've never been to an airport where you didn't have to have a car or anything else. You literally can just walk off the street into this airport, and then you go into like a little tunnel that's underground, and well, actually it's under the water, and you're there. And
Okay, because it is actually on the island, right?
yeah.
Oh, very,
And
very
it was
cool.
so cool, and I'm like, okay, no one ever told me this. I now prefer to travel out of this airport if it's feasible. So, which is cool. Well, Pearson's annoying. Pearson's freaking huge, and you have to be in the right terminal because switching terminals is such a pain. I have done that because I told my friends, book Air Canada, like me. Then we can all meet in the same spot.
place.
And they go and book WestJet. And so I'm like, okay, I know there's a path. And really what you have to do is you have to go to the end of the building, go up like 7 flights, then take this elevator down a long hall, and then to go down 7 flights into this other building and through a parking garage that seems a little creepy. Well, I don't
Okay, maybe that might. If you can hear me now, please let me know. Because, okay, it's working now? Okay, good. All right, I don't even know what's working, but I'll just leave it there. Oh, okay, it's this mic. It must be the actual mic from the, turn it down a little bit, I think that was too loud. It's the mic from the laptop, so it's probably not as good a mic quality as usual, but at least it works. Okay, so I was still looking for the painting I was going to do. And then I still haven't really decided. I've got two canvases. I've got kind of a, you can't spit it out. I've got this size one and I've got this size one.
Oh,
And I haven't figured out which size I'm using yet.
Do we have a
Oh,
water
yes. Let me grab you some water. Be right back.
Hello, people. I will entertain you with my voice while Natasha goes to get a water cup so we can clean our brushes. Hi, people. If anyone can hear me, you know. Woo! I don't know. I'm not good at this. I'm just having fun.
talking about? You're good at talking.
I mean, I'm good at talking, but I mean, I don't know how to talk to internet people. Hey!
They're just people.
Yeah! And Natasha's back. Woo!
Who's I?
I don't know what comment you got while you were gone.
Okay, let's put this mic away if it's not even working. Out of my way. All right, so palm trees. Okay, here we go. This is what we're trying to do is kind of this type, that is so reflective-y. This type of palm tree kind of, this kind of thing. It's being get brighter on me. This kind of thing. Why does that toad have no hat on? Everyone catches it. It took me so long though. The first time I saw that, and everyone was like talking about toad, I'm like, what the fuck? Where's the frog? Like, what's going on? And then finally I clued in, and I'm like, I get it. I'm hip with video games. I just lost it. I really like the
The
background.
new joke me and Luke have is every time we hear a car honk, it's actually a goose. The goose has stolen the car, and all he can do is honk. Honk.
It's perfect.
I know, we love the goose. This is awesome. Every time anything goes wrong, goose did it.
Oh my god, one of the RPGs we were playing, Kelly was playing an evil goose. Clearly inspired by,
The goose game, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. I love the
I
game.
like that one, and then there's more at the bottom.
I discovered the socks before I discovered the game, and I had to get the.
Here we go.
I had to get it.
So we're going
after.
to do what this girl does, which is kind of a brownish, like an orange underpainting, and then work on top of that.
I can really draw better than I'm painting right now. Yay!
So I'll try to keep it on camera. So like this guy is really pretty. You went up, or are you just like chewing on something? You're just chewing on something. You're accidentally hitting up.
Yeah.
Move that away. She's using her word buttons. But she's using it accidentally because she's actually just chewing on it.
Oh, I am going to get teased relentlessly for this.
Okay, I like this one. I feel like that one could be it. Or that's nice, but it's too many palm trees. These are nice, kind of as a triptych.
Hi, Sugar. You want attention too?
Sugar, you're going outside soon.
I'm gonna get teased by this. Hey, Sugar. No, that's paint. It's non-toxic, but don't eat it.
She's usually pretty smart about not eating stuff that's
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Gosh, my paintings are awful.
Magic
first one, though, right? You gotta get into the role with it. And that's the great thing about like acrylics, you just paint over top of it.
Oh yeah, it's my first one for a long time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you said you gave away all your painting stuff. So like.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I went to art school.
Oh yeah. So. You got this.
Yeah, so I knew what to like order and not just buy
What
like
did you go to art school for?
animation.
Oh, very cool.
And then I just also went for like another art school that was private. Like the animation one was formal.
It's a
This one was,
combination of this guy and this guy.
but of course my skills for animation
I like that with the water.
are
underneath.
old school.
Mm-hmm.
Because they thought that teaching us the old traditional hand-drawn way was better to learn because you're going to transfer those skills when they go digital.
Oh, I like that.
But we just
if you
didn't
want more
have.
tea, there's a whole teapot.
Okay. I think I still got some.
As well as taking the time some CG.
I know a little bit, but not enough to do anything major.
Yeah, but 2D stuff is really transferable. There's a lot of people who go into 3D with the mistaken idea that
That they
it's
don't
just
need to.
Yeah, that you don't need
Yeah,
to
and
understand
it's-
animation fundamentals, but if you don't,
You need to be able to like put lines in the right place
Yeah.
because it's not about having the physical ability to put those lines in the right place. It's about knowing where those lines need to be.
Yeah, no, it's about understanding.
It's all the same. Draw the palm tree.
Yeah.
Okay, but which size? Bigger or smaller? See, there's all these steps.
Let me show you the one.
Oh, she's ready. She just ran to the door.
If you want the bigger one, send us a smiley face. If you want the little one, send us a heart. No, it's
I think we're gonna do
interactive.
the little one just because it's I think it's in better condition. Like this one actually has a little bit of like scuffs and holes in it. It's an old canvas.
But also too, like, what's the thing about it? I don't know. I mean, my grandfather would be happy, but he'd be happy with a postcard because he doesn't have room for anything anymore. So
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like it'll have more versatility if it's a little bit smaller.
yeah, and I don't know how much people care about paintings. And wait. That isn't meant to be negative. I mean, if you're not into art and you get one, how much?
But you don't want this giant thing in your house where you're like, that's great.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Not anything else. I'm not a jerk. I like painting. Gosh, the last painting I bought was. It's not a painting. It's done with pencil crayons, but
I
it's
forgot.
super well detailed. Actually, I think it's more like pastel pencil crayons, and it's a betta fish, but it's in mid swimming, so it's got the flow of everything, and the person. It's big. It's about the size of your canvas, like the fish itself. So everything is detailed down to the last scale and everything. And how I got it, I swiped it before anyone else did, was I was a judge in an art competition, and I saw it, and I had to wait till the judging was over, but I took down their information and contacted them as soon as the judging was
As
over.
soon as it was free.
Yeah, and I got the painting, and the girl was new and amateur, but I mean, I paid her a really good fee for it.
For it.
Yeah, and I love it. It's at my mom's place, and it's just brilliant. I mostly did markers and stuff like that of my work. That's what I usually did, was because I was doing animation, but I was trying to do more comic book stuff, and so. But I just recently got rid of all my comic markers. I put them on.
Oh, really?
I had, like 200 of them or something.
Yeah.
And I just put them on Facebook Marketplace, and people couldn't afford the whole set, so they were buying them
Individually.
Yeah, they were buying them in, like, I was doing packs of 12, and what was it called? I mean, as much as they were used, some of them had not been used because I never got to them. They were uncommon colors, and otherwise, besides that, they were still functioning. Like, I went through them, and I'm like, I'm not going to give away crappy ones. I'm going to give away my good ones. You know? Or, like, not give away my, worked.
Yeah.
And so I made sure everything was working. Some of them I did mail, but I just charged an extra mailing fee.
For an actual shipping.
Yeah, and because people are like, I can't make it downtown, can you get them to me? Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Here you go.
The funniest case I had was someone was writing to me. I mean, I wasn't selling them to kids because they're Copic and they're professional and,
Yeah,
I
like
was
if
making,
you're gonna.
I don't
pay
mind
for it, you might
teens
as well.
because teens are where you start. That's where I started. And it was funny because this one lady writes to me on the Facebook Marketplace and she's like, what was it called? Oops, I dropped my pen. It's okay, it's sealed. She just started writing like 1,000 messages. Is it available? Is it available? Before I could write to her, and I'm like, yeah, it's available. And she's like, I want them for like super cheap, right? And I'm like, she's like, I looked them up. They're used and they're selling for this. And I said,
Okay, but I'm selling them for X, Y, and Z.
well, actually, the funny thing is she sent me a picture of the 36 set. And they were the different type. They were the child ones, which are always a little cheaper, and mine were the original square ones. And I'm like, so mine have more ink, and there's a 36 set, and I'm selling you 72 at this point. And I'm like, no, the prices are totally off. And she's like, well, my kids want to paint rocks, and I'm looking for paint rock markers, and I want to buy them really cheap. I won't go
right thing.
Yeah, and I won't go any higher than this. And I'm like, okay, these won't work on rocks.
Yeah, like what?
These are professional quality. And she's like, oh, sorry I wasted your time. Goodbye.
Oh wow, I can't believe you got an apology. That's amazing.
I know, but she just was writing forever on things, and I'm like, what?
One of those.
I know, and I'm like, at least she wrote. I've had a few interesting stories about writing, selling on Facebook Marketplace. Like one guy wanted to buy my guitar when I was selling that, and he writes and he says, is it this type or this type? And I wrote, it's this one. Oh, well, I'm just going to order, well, what was it called? You can't give it to me for this price. I'm just going to order it from China because it'll be cheaper. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, wait, you're selling me this exact guitar selling cheaper on, like, Alibaba? Or whatever,
right,
AliExpress, that's the site. And he's like, yeah. And I said, could you please send me the link? I'm just curious because I want to know.
I want to see.
Yeah. And he sends me the link to a similar guitar.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, when it's
and
not
I'm
even
like,
the same thing at all.
that's not the same one. And he's like, well, are you going to give it to me for this price or not? And I'm like,
You can buy this one off Packaging.
I said, no, yeah. And so I just told him, and he's like, fine. And I'm like, I don't have to sell this.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It gives you so much power on the internet when you get people who they think that you're desperate to sell when you're like, no, I can sell whatever I want whenever I want, and
You're just buying at this price.
I'm just selling it because I don't need it, but that doesn't mean I won't keep it.
Yeah, doesn't mean I have to sell this right now.
Yeah, and so that just gives you so much power. And what was it?
So this is just an oil underpainting. I'm doing thin to thick, but I don't really have to because I'm going to do it all in one night. But I'm hoping this might actually dry a little bit while I'm working. And then I'm going to be doing thick paint just right on top of it.
Has anyone seen the new Bob Ross documentary on Netflix?
I haven't seen it yet. I saw that it was up, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I'm curious if anyone's seen it. Is it good? Is it worth watching? I'm nervous because the trailer was minimal. It made it interesting, but I don't know if it's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be curious. I can't believe they made it dramatic, right? Like Bob Ross drama. Like, okay,
I
what?
know, and it sells it. It's just I'm nervous.
Are you any good with opening these things? Good. I have a pair of pliers if you can't get it. Yeah, it's really tight.
Yeah, I hate when this happens.
Don't worry about it. Don't hurt your fingers. Oh, thank you.
My E6000's worse than that right now. Well, the black E6000. Working with my, oh gosh, I made myself incredibly high working with E6000 this morning. It was an accident. Well, not an accident. I had to glue a bunch of beadwork down, and so I had it all, and I'm like, get it done in one job, and oh gosh, just so many fumes. So eventually I cleared up, and so I had a nap after that. But airing out everything, brutal. And then what else was there? But yeah. Yeah, no, the Bob Ross thing was just,
Yeah, it's interesting, right?
Surprising.
Yeah, I'm like, this is interesting. This is exactly the marketing. But this is what has also taught me to not trust things, you know? Like when you watch a movie trailer and they put all these scenes that aren't in the movie in the trailer, and it's like, well, wait a moment, do I trust this? You know, like now that I found out the scene that I wanted to see, it's not in this movie.
Oh, Insomniac, why do you say don't paint on the sides?
Me or you?
Chat.
Oh, no, but I mean, are they asking you or me?
You just have panels, though, right?
I just have panels right now, but that's why. Oh, wait, can they see me?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I'm going to paint eventually to the sides.
No, because I'm painting like physically on the sides of this canvas.
Oh, paint. Okay.
But
Oh, they're asking you about that. I wasn't sure.
I like doing that because then you don't need to frame it. It's just you just hang it as is, which is helpful. Or you just exactly.
Interesting fact. I discovered Jackie Chan can sing. Okay.
Jackie Chan can sing.
Yeah, apparently he sings in a bunch of his movies. He's usually on the soundtrack, but he sings in, like, Cantonese. But I didn't know he actually can sing really well.
Wow.
Just, he doesn't really do it in English. And I was like,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I was like, I didn't
Alrighty.
know. Because I'm like,
Yeah,
most
how would you
actors can't do
How would they
multiple,
know?
I mean, he can do multiple things, but a singing voice is a different thing.
Oh, you like the look of paints or drips on the sides. I see. Well, it's too late for this one for sure. Okay, what do I want? I want this knife, probably this knife, maybe this little guy, and probably these two round ones. So we'll put those. I feel like maybe I should move this camera like higher or something so that you can see more of the.
So how did you send the paint? Just curious.
Just paint thinner.
Just paint it. Okay,
Yeah,
regular paint
straight up
thinner.
paint thinner.
Okay, because there's different ways I have seen, and there's what was it called? I'm trying to think. What's the way that people usually do it? Like,
There we
not
go.
pine oil.
Yeah, like turpentine.
Turpentine. That's it.
That's what I have. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what that smell is. It's very strong.
Yeah.
I don't know where this should be.
I mean, oils are nice. They are nice if you know what you're doing. I remember so many times at
I know.
work, people would come in and ask for oils because they wanted to do, like, quick traditional paintings for people, and I'm like, but they take forever to dry. You get the same effect nowadays with acrylics. Which, I mean, right?
No, I like oils just because it's kind of fun, and I'd never done it before. Like before I moved to France, and then I learned how to do it in France. Just because I'd always wanted to.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with what medium you choose, but when you're a beginner...
Oh yeah, no. When you're a beginner, don't waste your money on oils because 100%.
Yeah.
You just go through so quickly. Especially if you're doing the style like I am, where it's like that thick painting. Like, yeah, no, you're just not gonna have a good time.
I just didn't like the idea that you had to take, like, when I used to do it, you had to take months to get it because you had to put a layer on, wait for it to dry. There was quick. They say there's ways to dry it out quicker. Actually, the thing I found that dried out oils the quickest was having a dehumidifier in the room, which takes the moisture right out.
Yeah, that would
And
help, hey?
then I could do things like once a week and work on extra layers and stuff, but that was the only thing that I just always had a
Yeah, no, I mean, this one, I should have done this underlayer before, and I have a whole bunch of other paintings with pre-done oil underlayers, but none of them were the right size or shape or color for this painting, so I'm like, well, I guess we'll just do it all in one go.
Yeah. And then everyone wanted to do, like, at work, they'd come in and they'd be like, oh, I want to paint like Bob Ross. He uses oils. To paint like Bob Ross, you need to buy Bob Ross brand paints. And what he does is
No, he just uses oil paint.
No, he has his own type.
Yeah, but he just uses oil paint.
Okay. Okay, I haven't told you specifically, but the point is, his secret is to do wet on wet, you have to have white oil paint and cover the canvas with it first for the wet on wet to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the secret they don't tell you in the show.
Oh, interesting.
The canvases are already covered before you enter.
With a layer before you start.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and then you work on top of that. And it's a lot trickier. I mean, that's one reason why the whole happy little accidents came in, because you make a mistake, you gotta work with it.
Oh, they're asking for your name. I don't know if you
Oh,
want
I'm
to.
Catherine. Hey.
Give things away.
Oh, no, I can talk. I don't mind. I just don't know how to use Twitch, so I don't. And also, what would I do on
Don't
Twitch?
open things with your teeth like I just did.
Yeah, that's gross. No. I mean, I'm okay for opening things with your teeth, but when you're opening paint or chemicals, it's...
That's funny. No, I say don't do it because it's bad for your teeth, but also,
My teeth used to be a nutcracker when I was a kid, so...
oh dear. Oh god, also don't get paint on your white couch. I have like napkins everywhere and I still managed to drop this in between. Yeah, Catherine. In between napkins.
Wherever the mic, the camera is. Yo, waving.
What colors do I need? I need a dark blue, I need a light blue, I need some greens.
That did not turn out the orange I wanted. Oh well, nothing in this painting turned out the way I wanted. So we'll just...
I should have grabbed my pliers. These are more fun.
Oh, okay. Try it again.
If I can back Oh, I got that one. Okay, good.
Ow, no, that
Yeah,
one
no,
is...
don't worry. I'll get it later.
Okay. Yeah. This thing turned out. My old cheap way of painting was draw the picture on the canvas before.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to like do a little sketch, right?
Yeah, some people say don't put graphite on your canvas before. I feel it's still a preference. I mean,
Yeah.
so what?
100%. A lot of people put pencil sketches down.
Yeah. So.
We're just starting with some blues and greens, and we already have yellows and oranges down, which we'll also use for the leaves. And dark green and light green, and I have yellow and orange, and I have dark blue and light blue. I think that's about what I need. Yeah, and I'll be able to mix orange with the brown with the yellow, and maybe I'll put a little bit of raw for it. Raw umber.
What else to talk about?
What's everyone up to in the chat out there? Having a relaxing night tonight? Anyone still working? Can I give this one a try?
Yeah. Oh, good company.
Yeah, no, all the Sennelier ones came with this box, which was so nice.
Okay.
white.
Nope. And
Did it explode on you? Or
I
give you
hear
some-
it, but I don't.
It's okay, hand it over.
Oh, no, no, no,
It starts leaking on you.
I don't know.
You're good. You're safe.
Yeah, I
It's
just
over here if you need it.
I heard it moving, but I don't know.
It went.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I really wish they would develop a better system for paints than these stupid metal tubes.
one day they will. And they've improved everything else to the point where oil paints are very little toxic compared to what they used to be.
Right?
I mean, okay, they're still toxic, but they're not as toxic. And I mean, and the warnings they put on some labels are usually just for when it's wet.
Yeah, well, and also, like, it's just the pigments, right? So.
Yeah, I had these gold paints once, and they had the cancer warning on them.
Do not eat them.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. And it's like, no, that's only for when it's wet. So it's like, okay. I only needed it for a small project. I ended up giving all my fancy paints away. I needed them for the project. Once the project was done, what am I going to do with all these extra paints? And I had a friend who just loved them, and who actually was the one who helped me buy them, so it's like,
Oh, yes, they knew what they liked.
well, no, I needed a certain type of metallic paint for, I was doing kind of a reverse illuminated manuscript, because you can get gold paper nowadays, and I was able to get gold paper, like gold photo paper,
Yeah.
print the pictures out on black and white on top of it, and then I was painting in metallics highlighted areas to create like an illuminated page effect.
Cool.
So I needed all these different illuminated colors, but it turns out I needed less than I actually
yeah.
had. So, I mean, paint tubes, they are, you often don't need all of one tube for a painting.
Get off my white paint.
They're designed to last
Here,
forever. So, I,
there she be, the giant tube of white paint.
yes, the good old white paint. You always need extra white paint. You will always be mixing something. You will always be doing something.
Using it for something.
Yep. I always tell people that at work.
It's like,
Because
just buy extra.
they're like, should I just buy the little one? No. This is the one. Use your coupon on
And I
this.
need it.
Yeah.
Not like it's gonna go bad.
No. Acrylics might go bad, but usually the tube paints I've never had a problem with. It's just like liquid paints eventually dry out and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the one thing with the tubes is that if you do it badly, like, you can end up, like, getting sealed in, right? Like that when they won't open. But, no.
Hey,
Is it coming along?
it's coming along. It's just terrible. You'll see how bad it is soon. The waves turned into clouds.
Oh, we're here to talk.
It was supposed to be a dragon, but it's more like a snake. And I feel bad because I can draw snakes a lot better. I don't know what it is now. We're gonna find out. Who knows? It'll turn into a donkey the next time you hear me talk about it.
Like, oh, we're two painting.
One of my favorite scenes in that 70s show was when Eric decides to get a tattoo. And this is Leo, who's played by Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong. He's the one tattooing him. And he's going to get Donna's name written on his butt. And he's totally distracted trying to do this. and they keep talking, and then he's like, I'm gonna turn the bees into boobs, and all this other stuff. Oh, that's what the bee. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And he's gonna do all these things, and in the end, he's like, okay, what's her name? Debbie's gonna love this. Her name's Donna. And all these other things, and all these mistakes go on for most of the episode, and finally he's like, I gotta show you my tattoo, Donna, but don't be mad if it says Debbie. And she looks at it, and the first thing she does is laugh. And it's actually a picture of Woodstock. The little bird, Snoopy's friend.
God. Of course.
And so it's completely opposite of anything we were talking about. So it was just like one of my favorite scenes in that entire. Yeah. Random stories.
I haven't seen that show in forever. God.
No. Oh my gosh! One of these paint tubes, there's the little pokey thing.
It's gotta be in there.
It's broken. Well, it wasn't there. It was upside down. And then I go to poke it, and it turns out, oh no, the cap's just broken.
Oh, jeez. Use one of the other ones?
Yeah, I can use one of the other ones, but now this blue will not. I have never had this. You know how these little caps? Where's my hand?
Oh, yeah. Or, if you put it here.
Okay, so you know how these little caps have like
The
You're
little
supposed
pokey bit.
yeah. So what happens is this cap, I went to poke it and it just fell out. So that is a hollow cap. It doesn't even work. I thought that was interesting. Never had that
It won't
happen.
even, like, screw back on, hey?
No, it's cheap plastic.
Oh, my God.
So like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Okay. You know what? I'll just get new.
I should have used more dark blue.
I know this color. I just never say it right. So,
Which one? We have to say it. I can read it.
Thalo.
Oh, Thalo, I think.
Yeah, Thalo blue or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Cap from the white.
This is the blue I got open. There we go. One of these I actually had open.
All right. I'm gonna put a cap on. I can't. Watch out for that.
You've got to use all of that one.
Yeah. Taught me sooner when I was working on the wave clouds. That would have worked better for the wave clouds than that I see is how it's blending. Good for it. Maybe. Nothing turns out right. And speaking of old shows, I've been binge watching Gilmore Girls again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I love the show, and we're now into my favorite part of the show, where Logan comes in, because he was my favorite.
That's another one I have. I watched that a little bit. Like,
No, we're talking about Gilmore Girls.
That's a very different Logan.
Yes! No, we're talking about random topics,
that was great, though. Hi, Sugar. Did you have a good watch?
How about hand soap? That's such a weird thing that they have soap for hands.
well, it's
Okay.
hand soap has like oils and stuff in it to make your hands softer.
He's just being a loser.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, there's some interesting things about hand soap. I mean, you can use dish soap for like your hair and your hands, but it's not as effective because it doesn't have the extra vitamins and the extra oils. But in a crunch, it works. What was actually hand soap? Dish soap is really good for your hands. People have said that from washing dishes a billion times. I wash my dishes like once a week, and
I think it was like you can add ashes and tie together and it creates
Yeah, that's how soap was
like
originally.
really soap. So you have to rinse it off really quick and burn the crap out of it.
oh gosh, lye is a horrible active ingredient.
Yeah, I know.
What was it? The It usually comes with a lot of safety warnings if you buy it. I have heard from people.
Lie is not a play around kind of thing.
No.
Well, that's way around kind of thing.
Pro tip, people, if you're having oils and you need to wash your brushes, dish soap works really great if you cannot get access to pink soap or paint thinner.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you get it while it's still wet, like just dish soap and water will do the job.
Yeah, because of course, dish soap, or soap in general, breaks down
It's
oils.
About getting paint all over my face. I'm like, why am I doing this with a paint?
Oh gosh, I see that meme on the internet all the time with the 2 cups, paint water and water.
Oh, that's my life.
I know, and everyone who's not an artist.
That's why I switched to these jars for the most part. Because like usually I just do watercolor, so just a little one works. For acrylic, you kind of need something a bit more sturdy. But
so many people who aren't artists look at that and are like, "What? That's crazy! Why would you ingest those willingly?" And it's like, you have not been working and not realized this is a thing all the time. Also, too, what was it called? It's very common for you to just not pay attention and put your brush in your drinking glass.
and then now it's a water. Now it's a painting water.
Yep.
Come back and get the
Brush.
here.
I was always okay. I went to art school, but I was always surprised that, and I think that helped. You don't need that to work in an art store, to go to art school or anything else, but it does help a lot if you know something.
You know what you're doing.
Because so many times, at work, they would just hire people who had literally no idea, never tried
No experience,
anything.
yeah. Well, yeah, because it's just retail, right? You can just like, here, just sell this. Just tell people to buy it.
I know, and it's like, no, at an art store, people actually are very curious.
Yeah, like they want to know, especially have you used this? Like, do you know?
Yeah. And, I mean, it really helps. I would actually teach some of the people, no, you gotta tell this. And they're like, you know? Well, because if not, they're gonna come back tomorrow, and you're gonna have to deal with a lineup of returns. They're gonna try it, and they're gonna say, "Can I return this?" Which, I swear, we should have just had a return line at my work, because there were so many people who were,
A lot of
they won't return anything.
No, I just have tea, not whiskey. Although I should make I think once the tea's done, it might be time for some alcohol.
Drunk painting.
Alright, the best kind. Whiskey in the finest china cup with a little bit of ice, right? That's the way to do it.
It's sad. You can't drink on YouTube anymore. Or I think you can on certain channels.
Oh,
I don't
the
know.
idea.
I don't know. I think it's like if it's for all ages or whatever.
Oh, probably for children or whatever that you can't.
I'm not 100% sure. I just know.
Their children rules got super crazy lately, so I would believe it.
Yeah, because I know a lot of channels that I watch that they used to like do cooking and drink, not the famous drinking one, just other random
Yeah,
ones.
it's just random.
I'm not trying to give other promotion to, not in a bad way, just, this isn't sponsored. But I know some channels that they used to just do that, and now it's like, No, now we gotta take a drink break. So we'll be right back. They drink and then they come back on screen.
I mean, that's the way to do it, right?
Yeah. So I just have fun with making jokes about it. I don't know what they really do behind scenes. I think it's weirder than what we might see on TV. That's the answer. I watch a lot of weird things on YouTube. That's what YouTube's for.
Yeah, that's what YouTube is.
Learning things and weird things.
Okay, next stop here. Let me get this all set up. Okay, I think the greens for the palms are next. The greens for the palms. So I think we're gonna start with some darker greens, some muted greens. Let's see if we make a little bit of a brownie muted green.
I should have put a background color on this first. I did not. That's okay. I'm just having fun. That's what this is all about. Weird having fun, even though this painting looks like a
Just
3-year-old
cover it
did
with more layers so that you cover up all the back. That's what I always do.
Yeah, that'll probably be what happens. It's just it's going to take a lot longer.
Sure, did you eat all your food? David, did you feed the dog? Oh, she just asked for food. She would like it now.
Dog will always like it now.
Yeah, especially the sugar.
Weird. I've never actually watched Twitch or anyone on Twitch, and now I'm on Twitch.
Oh, that's funny. You've never used it, hey?
No, I have friends who use it, and I have, what's the other word? I have friends who use it, and I like rock stars who use it, but I usually just watch the video they uploaded to YouTube
Oh, yeah, once
afterwards,
it's on YouTube.
and just be like, okay, 'cause it's like, well, wait a moment, I have to go
Being
to
honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it because it's that like I use it for co-working, and it's that co-working feel where it's like people are all in it together with you, and it's like, okay, well, we're all focusing and we're all doing work, so it's like, okay, I guess we'll just do some work now. Whereas if it's on YouTube, it's like, well, you can just click to whatever, and no one cares. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, this paint thinner.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least it's not E6000 like this morning was for me. Oh gosh, that stuff is.
Yeah.
But it works because I was trying something different, making beaded bracelets and stuff, but instead of like sewing it onto leather and making leather fancy things, it's like, you know, I could just take metal and glue the beads onto this. And I'm just having fun. Most of the stuff is experimental, and a friend who is going to receive a bunch of it doesn't care. If it lasts, it lasts. If not, you know what? I can make more. It's quicker for me to make more than it is to me to make this many. Just an experiment. We'll see how things go. If it works, it works. And then it's like, yeah! Real fancy things I will take my time with, like this beaded belt I'm doing now. I finished the bead work and I'm sewing it together to make the one giant piece, and then I will be sewing it hand onto the belt back and forth, and but it's just taking time because it takes care, and I'm at the point where you gotta care about it. There's some points where it's like, yeah, I can do this and like watch TV and do 5 things at once because, I'm just looming and just make sure the beads are there, count, done. that I could do in my sleep, but there's just other parts that are just not.
We have to pay more attention.
Yep. Or you'll stab yourself. And people freak out when you stab yourself.
Not usually a good thing.
No, it's just usually like a needle goes through you, and the needles that are small, they hit nerves easier. And,
Ugh. Okay, new conversation.
oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to scare people. Sorry. Puppies, kitties.
Where's the puppy? She's around here.
Yeah,
somewhere.
those are cute things. Think of cute things.
This one is a gift from my grandmother because she likes palm trees. So that is why we're doing palm trees today. So I found this artist who did beautiful palm trees in the same kind of thick painting style that I like. I'm like, I could do that. Then I'll make that happen.
Did you know dates grow on palm trees?
Dates grow on palm trees?
Yes, there's different breeds.
And one of them is what, coconuts, and one of them is dates?
Yes, because there's a chocolate company. I'm not going to say their name because we're not sponsored. That actually promotes
Yeah.
that they're have to do with palms, and I was like, "What the hell? Right? This makes no sense. Is it how it's shaped or something?" And I personally wrote to them, and
And they're like, no, this is the actual tree.
yeah, and I was like, "Oh, really?"
Okay.
I am shocked. And so, what was it called? Learn something new every day. I
Right.
thought, yeah. I thought maybe like they use like palm sugar or something.
Yeah, palm oil or something.
Yeah, and yeah. Yeah. So the palm tree is actually just a type of plant. Not actually anything weird. I mean, we all know the origin of palm trees. It's actually a funny story. If you don't know, the origin of palm trees was there was this guy. He was a wanderer in the wilderness, and he was really, really hungry, and he ran out of food. And what happened was he was starving. He didn't know where to go, and he just was so frustrated that he put his hands down on the ground and smacked it really hard, wishing that there was food. And this tree grew out of the ground, and he's just frustrated, so he's not even looking that this is happening. And then finally a coconut falls on his head, and that's how we got palm
That's
trees.
a great myth.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just made it up.
I assumed it was something from like Hawaii.
No, I just made that up. I just thought it would be entertaining to tell some kind of weird story.
Tell tall tales.
Hi, sugar. Yeah, my hand is not
Dates are
food.
dates are different than raisins, but they're both dried usually, so they're similar. Dates are bigger than raisins, though.
And they got giant seeds in them. Raisins have,
Raisins are tiny.
and they're from grapes. And they, well, we've now modified them to taste like cotton candy. Wait till the day cotton candy raisins come out. That'll be really
We
cool.
have cotton candy grapes.
Oh, have you not heard of them?
No, that sounds really cool.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Like cotton.
Okay. Brand new fruit. So I don't feel this is sponsorship because you can get them.
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit. So there's a thing called cotton candy grapes, and they are grapes. They're green, but they're really light. So sometimes they're a little pinkish, and you eat them, and they taste just like cotton candy.
Wow.
That's it.
I'm
And they're
gonna have to look for these.
yes, do look for them.
Sounds really
They're more expensive right now
that
than
makes
most.
sense. That's fine.
But yeah, but no, give it a few years. If they become popular enough,
They'll be everywhere.
believe we will have cotton candy raisins. The technology is there, people. Cotton candy
Make it
raisins.
happen.
Raisins will be the new cool thing to get for Halloween.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
How the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that one's not a tall tale. That's actually real, and it's really cool. So, else is there that's interesting? They always genetically modify things or create new strands of stuff and market it. Because,
Yeah,
hey,
you don't have to think of something to say too. It's you don't have to.
okay.
Constant.
I don't know. I mean, you could talk
Yeah,
to
no. Yeah, you just look like you were struggling to.
Oh, no. I was just randomly, is there a fun fact in here or not? Or do I have a joke? And I don't think I had a joke.
Oops, I couldn't move it up
Okay, I am leaving that facial expression on my weird dragon because that was not planned, but that is the best facial expression I've ever seen on a dragon. Okay, you're gonna see the painting early, Natasha. Ooh, that expression.
I like the color here. I'll put it on Thingamajig. Where are we at?
Yeah, it's a terrible painting, I know, but the expression is good.
I look very smug. Trick or treat hands kids some grapes. Screw this house. Okay, that's actually pretty much what I wanted for that section.
Oh, that's really nice.
Round, it's coming along. We're getting somewhere. Okay, let's get some more watercolors in here. Green, blue. What did you say?
What's another random conversation that can be told?
Oh, this is good. Yeah, the underlayer is pretty much already dry, which is excellent.
Yay!
I like super thinned it out. It's basically just paint thinner with a little bit of pigment in it. So
Yay!
it worked. Sure.
Hi, Sugar. You're talking to the other doggy, and
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Sugar. Thanks for letting me know.
Anytime.
What?
She's like, anytime.
Yeah.
I am the guard dog of this house.
Yes.
They keep telling me they don't need a guard dog, but then who would be the guard dog? You're silly humans.
Yeah. Sugar, I know. Sugar, is Timmy in the well? Timmy in the well? No.
She's like, I don't know, are there treats in the well?
That's how old I am, folks. I made a Lassie reference.
God, Lassie was good. But fuck, Lassie. Well, we just watched Homeward Bound, like, I don't know, a month ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, those movies were great.
So good, right? Oh, yeah.
I mean, unless there's did you see the sequels to Homeward Bound?
I think the first sequel's good, isn't it? I don't remember. I remember seeing at least one or two sequels.
I know there's a sequel. Gosh. I don't remember if there's 3. I just know that there's
Probably,
2.
but it was probably like direct to TV, like.
Well, I just only ever got them from the video store, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, me too. I was too young to.
And that's how you get a colorful floor.
Yeah, but it's just it's not. I mean, I wouldn't be this cavalier about it if I had, like, carpeting. It'll paint thinner off the hardwood.
Oh, actually, if you get it right and you do the soap trick, you can remove.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go at it with some paper towel right now, and it'll probably just wipe right up.
That's
It also didn't really get everywhere. It just kind of, there actually, I hadn't just put the big glob of white down on the palette.
That's how I
It was
learned.
pretty empty of paint.
That's how I learned the soap trick was, the soap trick was because I got it on the carpet.
Yeah.
And I knew my mother would kill me.
Yeah, like, gotta get rid of it, gotta get rid of it.
Yep. And, before that, all I did with brushes was because people said, oh, you'll never get them clean or whatever. Liars. You just don't do art. I just, would, like, take paper towels and, like, rub them a billion times and then just
Right.
try and have, like, 7 different brushes for all the colors and just... Well, not, there's more than 7 colors, but for the
I'll need some
majority.
paint thinner for some of that, but I will do that later. Because I may drop it again. Just knowing who I am as a person. I'm pleased with this so far. This is pretty much looking how I wanted it to look. So, that's excellent. Okay, where was that? I was pouring white paint.
Fun fact, they've actually, this is actually a real fun fact and not one of my made up ones. So I was going to make a made up one and then I'm like, nah. They have found proof of painting back in, 104,000 years ago.
Ooh.
In caves, they found a kit in a shell, but it was a little tool kit
Yeah,
with rocks, like the ochre and things like that.
yeah, like pigments.
Pigments, yeah, and the tools to break it up in the old kits
And they
from a cave. And the reason they feel that it's preserved so well was the fact that it's kind of like just on the shores with the water, so things would have been buried faster. And so, they found that. So they don't have paintings from back then.
yeah, but they found like a little.
Proof that someone
Someone had been making paint.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. But that's the thing, like, people have been artists for forever. The trick is, like, making something that sticks around, even for, like, a couple hundred years is so difficult because things just wear away.
Yeah.
Pigments don't like sticking.
Nothing lasts forever. Actually, interesting fact about that, there's a thing out there called Buddha board, which is for meditation purposes, but it teaches the lesson of nothing lasts forever.
Yeah, right.
And it's like a little board that you take a wet brush, just water, and you paint whatever you want, but slowly it dries up, and then it's gone.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's like you can create it, but while you're looking at it, and then it's going to disappear. Oh, just because it's a little traditional kind of teacup. And it came with the set with the little teapot. So I like. Also, I like this because when I drink tea, I can't drink it when it's too hot. And so if I make a full mug of tea, it's way too hot, and then all of a sudden it's right for like a minute, and then it's way too cold. Whereas this, like, you can drink it right away because it cools down so quickly. And then it's so little, it's all gone by the time it would be cold. So it works perfectly for me. Nothing lasts forever talks about the 100,000-year-old painting. But that's the thing, the painting didn't last forever. We just have evidence that they made paint.
That's true. I mean, who knows? It's lasting now, but we don't have any, who knows what will happen in another 1,000 years, even 200. It's actually interesting how they built things, not really to last, but I think they just built what they had at the time. And our stone structures from the past of buildings and stuff will last. But when we see our buildings, if we disappear, what's going to be left of our skyscrapers and stuff, eventually they'll break down and we'll have maybe the foundations. Those will stay in the ground.
Right? It's so interesting to think about what it's all going to look like
Yeah.
in the future.
Who knows? I mean, they make buildings cheap all the time. Where I grew up, on the military base, they just made.
Oh, yeah, because they just make those so quickly, right?
Yeah, there are some places that still have the old wartime homes. That's the PMQs are officially called.
Ah.
That are marketed to people because they're no longer bases. But those ones are probably the more structural built, so those ones aren't made to fall apart. But the other ones, yeah, they keep them up for like 10 years and then tear them down and
Interesting.
rebuild because it's cheaper than remodeling them. And,
Yeah, and that way everyone gets a new place.
Yep.
Oh, never doing this on camera. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so many of the buildings nowadays are cheap materials, so they're really not designed to last, right?
Also recently found out, I was looking at places, a lot of the new condo buildings have to have a certain type of sprinkler system put in it. And it's actually, in some places, flawed. And so a lot of the new condo buildings are flooding because once they're triggered off, they just,
It's fucked.
yeah, or they don't even need to be triggered off. They're just, the way the pipes are, they have to be on so many floors, and they're just too heavy,
Yeah.
and they just break.
Oh, jeez.
There was a place that I was really interested in recently. It's like, well, what's wrong with it? It's perfect.
Yeah.
Everything, absolutely. And then found a billion TikTok videos of flood in this building, and it's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was okay, this was not in the reviews, and they're like, we fixed some of them. Yeah, that's
You
not
fixed
cool.
some of them. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's really reassuring.
The ones that are perfect are going to be the ones that, or not the ones that are going to be cheap and perfect price are going to be the ones you didn't fix.
Yeah.
We fixed them.
Oh, really? Thanks.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Oh yeah. So it's like, oops. Sad. And then,
I'm pleased with that.
so yeah, you gotta always look for, if you're looking for places, you gotta look for everything.
Yeah, you gotta really think about what are they not telling you.
Look for reviews, look for everywhere. Just search up the building randomly and see what people say.
It's funny how you can find reviews on things like buildings. Like, I did not know you could do that. And David's like, I found a review on this building. I'm like, you found a review on what? Like, on a building? I'm like, oh, okay, I guess people review these things.
Well, yeah, because... And then you've got the problem of older buildings, as much as they're nicer built, they've got no central air.
Oh, yeah.
And then what are you going to do? I mean, you can get an air conditioner and stuff and add it in, but
Really?
that's a thing I now have to buy.
Yeah, it's a whole extra expense.
Yeah. Double check everything before you look.
Before you buy price sign.
Oh yeah. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
I'm quite pleased with this right here. It's turning out. There. Ouch.
Yo.
Half the buildings where you are falling down and cracking? Yeah.
It's a shame, right? Because we have some of these beautiful buildings from like 100 years ago, and then everything now is like, well, that's not going to last that long.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, the problem is with these ancient buildings, when they're made out of stone, they don't always,
Someone's going to travel out the street there.
yeah, they don't have, like, they're not made for modern wiring.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
My mom's place is like that.
Yeah.
We have everything set up and the Wi-Fi and all that, but some of the walls are old plaster walls, which before they had drywall,
Yeah.
they created this thing where they put a netting up and then plastered it, and that was your wall. And
Okay.
it cracks if you put a nail into it now or
Oh.
anything, and you can't drill through it because it can crack. And
Here.
yeah, it's all before the days of drywall. And
Yeah. Good old drywall. I mean, that's the job, right?
oh, exactly, because you can do almost anything to drywall and repair it because it's practically these it's drywall. They call it a name, gyprock.
Yeah, just rock.
Yeah, and it's practically like the stone or just even plaster sheets that have been put together. And it's practically that, so that's why you can redo it and fix it. And
This week they had to put up generators on a new estate because there's no power.
oh,
Oh, jeez. You're gonna build your own house with leaves and mud? Right? Do it. Go for it.
good news, paint's natural. You have natural paint. Actually, the funny thing is, in Saskatchewan, they still have the sod houses up until, gosh, I'm going to say about the 60s, the sod homes, because they had the party lines into the 80s, which is, the party lines is, on the farm roads, it was all one phone line. And if you picked up the phone and your neighbors were using the phone, you could hear them. So it was one giant party.
Oh, interesting.
So that's one reason how gossip spread. But yeah, so what was it called? But sod homes. My mom works at the seniors club in her town, and what was it called?
Don't hurt yourself.
Got it.
Okay.
Anyway, she works at the seniors club in her town, and one of the ladies was, I mean, she's only like 80 now, told the story of when she got married. She was so excited. It's open.
Oh, don't put it there. I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah, okay. Was so excited because she got to move into a real house, and she's
Yeah.
growing up in a sod home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's like, wait a minute, I thought those were like ancient, like 400 years ago Canada, you know? More maritime versions, but no, they lasted for a long time on the prairies. So,
It's funny how that stuff you don't think about, and then it's like, no, I had one. I'm like, oh, okay.
my dentist out there grew up with the party line. So, I'm like, that's how I knew that I went to the 80s, and I'm like, what? I mean, when I moved out there, we didn't have this. People had cell phones, but you couldn't get it outside of the major cities.
Oh.
No, there was no cell phone towers or anything, and so it was useless having a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone for a long time.
Because it didn't matter, yeah.
Yeah, and people were like, "Why don't you have a cell phone yet?" And it's like, well,
When am I gonna use it?
yeah, and everything outside of the city was considered long distance. So if you did get a signal,
It was gonna charge you.
yeah, and then they finally just changed it a few years later, and I'm like,
All right.
okay. Probably shouldn't have gone with the first company that said they could give me service out there, but I did because I thought no one else could.
Yeah, exactly. When you get the chance, take it.
Yeah. But hey, got a different company now.
Yeah.
Happy. Will be happier once my phone's paid off, and then I don't have to deal with anyone. That's how they get you.
My phone yesterday stopped working so hard that it froze and would not be restarted. Like, you know, on iPhone, you just like hold down the 2 buttons and it restarts.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't do that. It just wouldn't do anything. It was absolutely insane. It was very scary. It eventually fixed itself. But, yeah, no, I wasn't very pleased with that.
Oh,
Because the phone itself is not having other problems. Like, I wasn't like being like, oh god, I gotta replace it, like it's dying. It was fine until this happened. And now it's fine again. Today it's like, I'm normal, what are you talking about? Like, what,
I think
what
it
are you
has-
concerned about?
I think I had that happen once. I was playing a game, and the game just, like, heated up the battery on it because of the way it was.
I was actually wondering if maybe I'd had it out in the sun, but it wasn't in the sun. Like, I was on the patio, but the phone wasn't in the sunshine. But it might have been something like that. So,
I don't know.
it was scary. Like, is it ever gonna turn on again? Or, like, turn off even? Like, it was like, do I have to wait for it to, like, literally run out of battery? It was fully charged, of course. I'm like, that's gonna be fun. But it eventually fixed itself. I need more closer into these. Oh, I need a spikier one to do that. I'll just grab
Oh, wow.
it. Yeah, it's coming along now. So suddenly the bottom part looks like it's actually doing something.
Yeah. Wrong paint color. Actually, let's try that. See that. Fun. That's what I'm doing. This picture is the exact, my painting is the exact essence of fun. Of, who cares?
Yeah.
It was something. Now it's not. But it's something.
That's the best kind though, when you're just having fun. Like, yeah, it's gonna do what it wants. Just let it happen.
Yep. No planning. Just. Oh yeah, it's funny. There's an old wives' tale that, actually, probably more of an old farmer's tale, I should say. When all the cows sit down, that means it's gonna rain.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. Maybe dairy cows are different,
Yeah, that sounds like a farmer thing.
but
I believe it.
the cows that I've known in my life, they sit down because they're just tired. They actually,
Like, what is it, Bessie? Is it gonna rain?
they're outside all day, so they just sit down.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
so I have no idea. I always taught that, and I've
How
never.
true it is.
Yeah, because even when it is going to rain, officially, like, you can see the clouds. I've seen cows standing. It's like, what, are you the rebel? Is this like, cats always fall on their feet, but that's actually only works 3 out of 5 times? Don't ask me how I know.
That's how we know Sugar's not a cat, because she's terrible at balance. Because otherwise you just call her your cat.
Dog. Yeah, my dog was a puppy cat. He thought he was huge. He thought he was the biggest thing in the world. And, no, he was the smallest one. I mean, he was big for his breed. He was a Pomeranian Yorkie. And he was, oh gosh, he was like 15 pounds. Little, but he was like structurally probably 3 times the size of Sugar, but probably just double the size.
Yeah, okay.
And he was bigger than both his parents.
One of those.
Yeah, he was just weird.
Yeah. It happens, right? Like, sometimes the mixed breeds just really turn out interesting.
Yep. The only problem with him was, because he was mixed, the way his mix was, he got like the Pomeranian body, but the Yorkie, something to do with his skeleton because of the way the two were mixed. His neck was different because it took one trait and not the other, and so later in life he got breathing issues. And we couldn't figure it out. My mom kept saying, there's something wrong.
Something's not quite right.
And I'm like, I think he's fine. And yeah, he could breathe. He was just, he had breathing issues and it became prominent.
As he got older.
But he also had, what was it? Oh, he was always energetic. He was an amazing dog. He was tough too.
Yeah.
My favorite story of him is when he met an old English sheepdog.
Oh.
Which they're huge. They are giant things.
Yeah.
And we were at the pet store because the pet store is a store where you can go shopping with your dog and let them try out the toys, let them see things before
Well, let them sniff the toys. I don't know about try out.
Okay, they don't rip it apart, but you can say, hey, do you like this? Or, does this little outfit fit you?
Oh my god, no, I have the best story about Sugar. Okay,
Tell your story first.
wait, it's a quick story. When we were walking through an airport at one point, I had her, like, just, walking through. And I was in one of the little bookstores, and they had one of those, like, big kind of racks of toys, like stuffed animals. And so, she walked by and she just grabbed a little, like, Beanie Baby off of it and started walking around the bookstore with it. And then I caught her pretty quick. I'm like, Sugar, put that down. It's not yours. You don't own that. And so then I ended up buying it secretly secretly. It's just dogs and I just painted it. But I secretly bought it for her and I gave it to her for Christmas. And she's like, oh my god, this thing. I wanted this thing. Because she picked it out herself. Oh, that was a good one.
Okay, that's adorable. Aw.
Okay.
So, that is awesome. I love it, and I'm glad the puppy remembered. So yeah, with the sheepdog so I took the dog I took little Brutus to the pet store, and we were having fun, and around the corner there's a giant old English sheepdog, and my dog's brave and thinks, oh, cool. There's another dog. I must go meet him. And I saw it, and I'm like, I'm going to keep you away.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. And
we
he
got it.
runs. And he sees it. And he's like, freaked out. His eyes are bulging. And he's like, standing there. And this dog, my dog is the size of this dog's paw at the time.
Yeah.
And, what was it called? The dog, he sniffs. He's approaching very cautious,
Yeah.
What is this? Is this real? Oh my gosh. And the dog looks at him, sniffs him, and then goes, woof.
It's a big mark.
Yeah. And my dog's hair stood up. And he ran.
Oh, that's funny.
And it was the funniest thing ever, and he was
I
terrified.
just did not believe that this could exist.
Yeah. Well, because even the dogs that we had, like the other dog we had was a border collie.
Yeah.
That's a big dog, but that's normal, Yeah. And yeah, but no, that one was just. I've
Too much.
I didn't know a dog's hair could stand up. I know
Like
people
that.
can, but yeah. These waves, cloud things, just look like a giant mess now. Yay! Let's see what we can get done.
Waves and clouds generally are just a giant mess.
I know. Kind of got worse. It's acrylics. Paint over. There's no mistakes, only happy little accidents, right,
Right.
people?
That's the way to do it.
If I accidentally paint where you hid the bodies, don't worry, paint a little bush over top.
Just like in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got oil paint on my shirt.
Oh
all the way down there. Have you eaten dinner?
No, I have
I
not.
have not either. Do you want to do something for food?
We could do that. What are you in the mood for?
No. Anything, yes, we do have some food in the house, too, so we could make something or we could order something. Depending on what you feel like.
Let's see. You like Middle Eastern food?
I love Middle Eastern food.
Oh, okay, good. I had a craving for that earlier today. I mean, you don't
you're
have to.
ready for it? No, that sounds
I'm just suggesting because
Oh,
based
great
on that, I
idea.
mean, that we can eat anything. That's not a
I'm down
hey.
for it.
Okay. Have you ever been to Paramount?
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, they're kind of like the McDonald's of Middle Eastern food, but they're really good at Middle Eastern food. Like,
Yeah?
I mean,
Do they deliver?
yeah, I think so. Let me find out. There should be one. There's one all over the place. There was one at the Eats Center. But wait, was there? I can't remember anymore. What? Why does my mom send me messages in military time now? She used to say 7 o'clock. Now she's like 1,800 hours.
That's so funny.
My mom doesn't know it. Let's see if they do. Where's Uber Eats? These are not sponsored. We're just talking about food, so I feel food doesn't matter.
It's okay, I don't think anyone cares.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem, is if you are sponsored and you're like, oh, I love Uber Eats so much, I just want to order from them all the time, and it's like secretly you're being paid by them to say that, that's what's the problem.
Oh, okay. Paramount. That's what we're looking for. There is. Oh, right. That's the Yorkville one that's open, but we are downtown, where we are further. Not there. That's not exactly the building, but I can adjust the address after.
KFC, what is Middle Eastern food?
Like,
You gotta branch out, man.
yeah, like kebabs, shawarma, falafel,
man.
spicy potatoes.
Spicy potatoes sounds good, I don't know what that would be.
Oh, they're really good.
Apart from the fact that I know what potatoes
They're one
are.
of my favorite things from Paramount. Highly recommend them. Middle Eastern food, like
Yeah.
chickpeas, kashkalash. I don't know if that one's real. That was from The Simpsons.
Oh, God, yeah. God, crab juice.
That's real. Well, I've had it. It's
You had crab juice?
Yes, but not from a restaurant. I have actually found it at stores and tried
I
it.
thought you were about to say I found a crab, and I was gonna be like, wait a minute.
No. Oh yeah, of course. Don't you know?
You know, when you just crack a crab open on the beach, good times.
Oh gosh, there was a viral picture.
Oh my God, cracking open a cold one with the boys. It's a crab.
There was.
What alternate universe is this?
Oh darn, Paramount does not deliver down here. Oh wait, yes it. Wait. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm not waiting 3 hours for food.
3 hours? What?
No. I apparently can get it from the Scarborough location, but it says
Oh.
90 minutes. Oh,
Jesus.
that's insane. What the hell, Uber
Seems like a
Eats? It would be quicker to get the Yorkville one. Why can't that one be here? The Union Station one opens tomorrow. It's closed. That's what the problem is. Oh yeah, it is almost 10 o'clock at night. So.
Oh yeah, so a bunch of stuff is closed. I didn't realize it was that late.
Yeah, I have not tried the other ones.
Bombay potatoes.
Well, actually, there was a viral picture going around a while ago of a crab found on the Toronto beaches that was, I think it was with a Mountain Dew can or something like that. It was this one that was found with a can.
Oh, that's
And-
brilliant.
It went around for a while on like Toronto groups and stuff, and there was a whole whack of jokes.
I bet there was.
And so, yeah, no. Exactly. I mean, that's the best way to get your food is, or your drinks is find a crab on the beach and see what he's
Crab
selling.
open a
I mean, crabs have families too.
Everyone's got to make a living.
Yeah. If you don't order from them, they become really crabby. They have a temper.
Do you want to do what's like something other Middle Eastern kind of thing? Or
Yeah,
you
we
do
could.
anything that's on Uber Eats or thing
Yeah.
Magic?
Let's see what's on there.
Or what's the other one that's good? Just Eat or Skip the Dishes? One of them doesn't exist anymore, but I can never remember which one it is.
Just Eats doesn't exist.
Okay. Skip the Dishes.
Skip the Dishes does, and they are. I don't really care for them because they're weird. Actually, they almost.
Really? They're like identical to Uber Eats. They do the exact same thing.
They do, but I once ordered from them,
Yeah.
and or I was once going to order because they said, "Oh, this place has like a 30-minute delivery time," and I went to check out, and they said, "Well, expect your order in like 1,000 to 2,000 minutes," and I'm like, "What? 1,000 to 2,000 minutes? What the heck?"
What is that?
And I found out the place was over the border. And I'm like, how in the world is that guy going to get over the border to deliver
There's
me food?
no way.
I'm like,
1,000 minutes?
It was from the States.
yeah. I know. I was
That's a problem.
I was like, okay, you're not going by closeness. You're just going by, I typed in a weird food. And
And you found one.
yeah.
Oh my
But,
god, yeah, there's no,
no
way
one
that's
can-
getting delivered.
yeah. So, yeah, let's see. Let's just put some more paint on this. Paint. Cover up these spots. Just trying to get more of these white gone. There we go. Let's see what we can get. I don't know.
Oh, I should switch the camera up now that I'm working on the top half.
Hey people, if you have any food suggestions, now's the time. Your voice matters.
How do you not like falafel? Falafel is amazing. Oh my god.
Falafel's awesome. I mean, sometimes places do it a little dry, but
That's true. Yeah, I don't like it when it's too dry.
I used to love this one place near the university that was great.
It's
for
good, it's great. When
its-
it's bad, it's dry.
It was really cheap, and it made the biggest like falafel shawarmas ever. And I used to order from them all the time. Then they closed.
Oh.
It's sad because I think that whole block is in redevelopment now because
Condo.
the subway went too. And I'm like, but where am I supposed to go after karate practice? It's right across the street from karate practice. I used to just get subs because it was the only
There's
thing.
gotta be something.
Now it's like nothing good. And it's like, great. You better fill in something here because people are coming back.
Oh, is that because of Corona? They shut it all down?
I have no idea. And I think they shut it down right before that.
Oh.
But because I didn't go by there for a
Yeah,
long
exactly.
time.
So,
So sucks. Okay, what is open?
if we're desperate, I'm pretty sure the Middle Eastern place that's like literally right down there is open really late.
Oh yeah, let's. Okay, well let's.
But we,
Let's specifically.
I don't know if they
look at
deliver, so.
Who doesn't nowadays? It's nearby. Shawarma Royale. I've never been to Osmos, but they have a billion locations.
Is there an Osmos near here? I love Osmos.
They say they can deliver in 20 to 30 minutes.
I would totally do Osmos. They're really good.
Okay, then we have it.
We have a winner.
Yay! Okay. Cool. So, yeah, they're not far. And they are open until 10. So, oh. Shoot.
Oh no.
Can we order in 9 minutes?
I don't know. Get an order in. I'll put one in. We're good to go.
Okay. Lamb. Oh, Beyond Meat wrap. Deal. I'll go for that. Nice. Yeah.
Their stuff on the rocks is really good because it's like this buttery rice.
I can only pick 3 ingredients. How cool. Okay. I
go for cheese sauce. Perfect. A little. I don't want Okay, there you go. David, do you want something from Thingamajig?
Oh, I love
We'll give you some money.
Yes.
Okay, you have to hurry though. We've got like 5 minutes. Yeah, they're closing at 10, so we're just.
Oh boy.
It's okay, we know what we like from Cosmos.
Which was it? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling adventurous, so.
Cool.
What do I like from them? Like, medium?
I'm feeling adventurous too, just playing Goemon. Gambare, so gambare.
Hey, David, come back here. Come here. Why are you going?
Oh, yes. I do.
Got me on the rocks. Oh. Okay, you're up. Ooh. Good thing. And then is he good to just hit order when he's
Yeah.
finished? Okay.
I don't care what the price is.
We'll give you some money. Oh, do you have the right credit card, I guess, hooked up to it?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. So I always have to check. I'm like, wait, which one do I want to use? I'm quite pleased with this. It's kind of coming out exactly how I was envisioning it.
Yay! Very busy, but that's not a bad
Yeah,
thing.
well, it's about that kind of like that three-dimensionality to it, right? And then like the palm trees are going to be darkened up before the end, so they'll stand out a bit more.
Oh, sorry, I haven't actually hit
No, that's here you go. You take it away. Yeah.
Oh, right. What's the building number?
Oh, the building is 228.
Okay.
The unit is 2205.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, make sure it gets some time. Please, oh my goodness. Okay. Queens Key West. Which I just said on stream. God damn it. Okay, well, no one watches my fucking streams anyways. I've got 3 viewers.
Yeah, I realized that after.
Yeah, do it. That's good to know in the future, though. Like, that's something now I know I'll be more aware of when I'm ordering food, etc. Or, like, talking about shipping or something. Like, that's why, you know, you do this when you don't have an audience, and then you learn how to not screw it up. Actually do.
I changed that address.
You know, if it doesn't work, there's other places. So, like,
Oh, I know. I just, it's. No, I changed it. I literally typed it in.
I mean, sometimes if you just make the order, you can change the address after, too. Like, especially if you're like, oh, I already changed this. What's wrong with you? You got 5 minutes.
Okay. You can put in the instructions. No, we're going on an adventure.
Shockers on her. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, what's her deal right now?
She's hearing some clandestine murmurings from yonder, and you know we can't hear it. But
We going through?
Let's hope. I mean, it's going through placing. I can't undo
Are you
now.
supposed to be able to see?
Oh, sorry, I held it up in my hands to get the edge. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's helpful.
Hopefully,
I only held it up just now. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
I was just it was on screen for most of the thing.
yeah. Let's hope
Placate now.
they accept it. Order canceled. Darn it.
Yeah, too late. That's okay. We'll find something else.
Okay. Yeah.
So now we're not in a rush because anything that's closing now is going to be open for at least another half hour. So
Exactly. So the next list.
It closes at 9:05 or 10:05.
yes.
Keep you on your toes.
Some things will close at the 30, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said. At least a half an hour though. Nothing's gonna. I mean, if it closes at 9:15, then it's just frustrating us, and it should feel bad.
Well, because we got everything set up in here, so there's Nan Kebab, there's Istanbul Shawarma, Liberty Shawarma, Alibaba's, Pita Light, Dar, Tut's Egyptian street food.
I mean, I'm good with anything. If you find something you like, as long as they have like some falafel or something vegetarian.
Oh, they should.
Most things are gonna
Yeah.
have.
Exactly,
It's never
so-
like just like not steak.
There's some Middle Eastern places that really don't. Like if they don't have falafel, it's like, well, you can get some rice, you know.
Well-
but most of them do.
Yeah, because of the whole challah and food
Yeah.
restrictions, they're very good on that because Middle Eastern food expands over such a big area, and
But that's the thing. If you have a small restaurant that's like very specified, like shawarma places actually often don't have anything besides meat, and it's like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna eat here.
What do you have for foods? Words I don't know because I don't read this language. Not a bad thing, I just don't know it.
Right? Yeah. It's like, okay, I just don't know what that is.
Alright,
Sugar, you just had a lot. What are we doing tonight? Was it? Oh, fun.
Fun fact, people, shawarma and donair are the same thing, just different languages.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yes! I just never say that one correctly.
But yeah, most, yeah, a lot of people
Because
call it
in
gyro.
English, that is a word, gyro. So,
Exactly, so you think, obviously, it's just what it would do.
let's see.
It's gyrate. You gotta get that gyrate. Anybody want water?
We have tea. Hey, do you want water in?
I would like some water, please.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to answer.
No, yeah.
We got one.
No, I'm like, wait, do I want water? Yes, I always want water. It was like, I know. No, I actually don't. I just had tea.
Now I'm getting
hungry.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, just work for me, baby.
Ooh, I got a message from one of my new professors. Yay! I'll look that up in a moment.
I'm trying to hold this on here. Failing at it. It's terrible.
If you don't mind waiting a little longer, there's another Oz Mouse open.
Are they open to like 11 or something though? Because otherwise.
Midnight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when did they deliver from or to or where or how?
They say Dundas Street West.
What would you like?
Oh,
Yeah, that should be.
they're about 11 kilometers
That's not
away.
a really good position because I can't pick things up right now.
Okay.
They're about 11 kilometers away, so.
Can you get over there? If you get it over there,
Yeah, I can.
otherwise just put it anywhere and I'll come find it.
I got it.
Is that okay? About the time? Okay.
Well, I'm okay.
Okay, cool. So then I'll just go with what we were ordering before.
This.
Kind of. I mean, I'll put mine in and.
Oh, look at this crazy Ergo keyboard. Whatever's going on back here.
Oh yeah,
That's really cool.
it's neat, right? He built that himself. Like he bought I guess some of the parts for it and then had to put it together.
Because that is very unique.
I'm actually surprised you've never gotten into mechanical keyboards.
I find them too expensive.
Oh yeah,
Like I get what you're paying for, and I don't think it's not worth it.
you have other things you
I have other
currently
things that
spending
cost
money on.
hundreds of dollars. Like I can't have another thing that costs
Yeah,
hundreds of dollars.
that's my deal too. It's like I really can't get into this as a real hobby
Yeah,
because
I
I will
have-
just I know I will spend the money.
Like I'd rather spend a couple $100s on a piece of retro computer tech than I would this. Like I really want to get an Apple II. That's more than $200 at this point, but I'd like to get an Apple II. And I'd rather spend a few hundred, like maybe
On that,
$1,000 on that than
Oh, one of those keyboards.
Yeah, pretty neat, right?
Yeah, I had a friend who had a weird gamer keyboard like that once, but yeah.
Yeah, I love them all, but yeah, no, it's like I really can't afford to get into a new hobby. It's like my keyboards were just like little pre-built mechanical ones, and it's like that'll do me just fine for now.
I got the university to pay for my laptop last year. I told them I needed a new computer. I needed a new computer and everything's online, so you're gonna pay for it. They did,
Nice.
which is great. Yeah, it was funny because I knew I was gonna pay it off when my money came in anyway to buy it.
Yeah.
But like just this regular student loans because I required it. But I was gonna have it paid off, but I did the financing just for the month so I could get it now. And the funny part about it was, by the time the company sent me the first statement, I had already paid it off.
Yeah.
So it's like they
It
sent me a
works.
statement of zero.
That's the way to do it, though, right?
Yeah.
Never get into trouble.
Just had it all paid off, and now they won't stop harassing me because they're like, "Hey, you paid off your item that fast. Can we get you to come and buy more things with us?"
So did you get Beyond on the Rocks or Falafel on the Rocks? Yeah, the Beyond is way more consistent, isn't it?
Did you say you guys were doing Genji?
Veggie.
Genji?
Yeah, I will be in one of my classes.
Cool. Yeah, it's a neat piece of literature. It's very weird.
I know. You either love it or you hate it.
I recommend, if you can, getting multiple translations, because the way that it's actually written in the original early Middle Japanese, I have it in front of me, and I just like one volume of it, and it's taken me months to sort of years actually to just kind of start working through.
Okay, I only have
Very weird.
the. Got lucky. I found secondhand, brand new, pretty much. Norton published it, but it's the big ass, like 1,500 page English version of it. And I found that, and I got it for like $20, which is way less than like it's worth. Like it sold for double because of its size. And I just picked it up, and I'm like, yeah, because I had the Norton edition that was in my Norton anthology for class. And so it was actually, I didn't even know who published it. I'm like, just who cares? I need this copy for eventually, for other reasons. And yeah, there's so many different things about it. They keep finding more stuff for it too, but yeah, it's either you love it or you hate it. I love it.
I think I've got it all on there, but it kind of like it jumped away from the restaurant for some reason.
It does that.
Okay.
Oh shoot. That what you had?
Yeah.
Okay, it does that for some reason. It's weird, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, go check it.
Oh, I hurt my thumb trying to open one of those stupid things. Like I've scratched the skin.
Okay, I did add that.
Okay, so the only thing I need to finish on this guy is a little bit more green in the palm trees, and then I feel like I need to differentiate the reflection of the palm trees from the water a bit too.
So, no, I love it based on the fact that it's just so awesome and weird for what it is. Yeah.
They're always just like sort of semi-transparent metaphors to describe all the characters. The actual hiragana used for it is.
But yeah, it's funny because there's one scene that's really great. We talked about it. It's like a Jane Austen novel because it's a scene where the men are all sitting around complaining about women only write this type of literature. But it's a woman writing a story about
the men
complaining, talking. Yeah, and it just it gets really meta when you dig into how the scene is. Yeah, we talked about it in class, and it was just the funniest thing. And I'm like, okay, I get this. You know, it's a joke on, but
the whole of it.
and I love how the cult following to this book is not about Genji at all. He's like the worst. They've just disassociated him with it because he's just not a great guy and really weird. But it's all the characters in it, and that's where even animes and stuff have been done of it are focusing on the side characters. It's really fun. We talked about it. We watched like one episode of the anime. We had what? I don't know.
There's no VA that's just like really gorgeous, very different from most anime.
I feel it was just like a standard bright colored gem tone anime.
Okay. Yeah, no, the one I'm thinking about is like the very pretty 1980s OVA, long faces, flowing hair, way more budget than it should have been given.
Okay, no. And then we looked at like the Yaoi magazines and stuff to it because we had to talk about, this is a thing.
Yeah.
We had one of my professors who's going to be my professor this fall. He came in to talk to us because he mostly deals with medieval Japan. And So he came in, talked to us all about the book, and so he brought in a ton of stuff of us to, to get, and that was just a really cool. He's an awesome guy, and I cannot wait for him to be my professor this fall. I wanted him to be my professor last fall, but I couldn't take the class he was doing. So he, what did he do? Words. But this year I can.
So did we get food ordered?
Yes, we did, and it's going to be here sometime.
At some point.
Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm just checking what my. Oh, is he saying class is going to be only online for the first 2 weeks? No, that's not the deal. The deal is we're supposed to come in.
Real cool.
We're supposed to come in if we can. If we can't, then we go online.
Then did they have to like stream it online as well?
Yeah, they're going to stream it online for both of us, but we're supposed to actually enter.
Go in as well.
Yeah, because a lot of the international people are coming in,
Oh yeah.
and they have to either quarantine or get settled into their place for this time period. And so that's why they're also expanding how many online classes are going to be, but my classes are supposed to be only two of my classes are online. Well, 1.5. Only because I switched one of my classes. The Medieval Eurasia class switched to online only, and I'm like, oh, we've got a new class with a new professor, and now you've switched it to an online platform that has to be transferred in 2 weeks. I don't feel this is going to go well. I'd rather take the online version of the Chinese literature class, where we're going to study the 5 classic novels, or 4 classic, the famous ones, like Journey to the West and all that. I'd rather study those and get that over with instead of a class that may or may
That
not.
might not go so well.
Yeah, I mean, I will gladly take that class next year if it's offered again, but I feel that there's not a sufficient amount of time to modify things for new courses. So I dropped that and switched it around, but my classes are going to be fun. What else did I have to switch?
When do your classes start next week?
Yeah, technically the 9th, but that's a Thursday. And tutorials are not the first week, so I think there's a class I have to appear on the Thursday, but then I don't go back until Monday.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. So technically,
Kind of.
yeah. And Monday's half online anyway, so yes. And
Okay, I think these guys are working out. I think I still need a little bit more dark green on them, but overall I'm pretty pleased with this right now.
I wanted to incorporate the red I never used. I did, but not the way I...
What's yours looking like now? I haven't seen it in a while.
More filled in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much the same.
I like the clouds.
Yep, they were waves. Then they were clouds. Then they were just a big blob.
Looks like a sunset now.
Yeah. I don't know what it is anymore. It's supposed to be a dragon. It's a snake. I don't know.
Looks like a dragon. Looks like a dragon.
Yeah. He's a little smug. I'm trying to dab on spots for eyes to eventually take it. I think, but, one of my professors, he's first year teaching at U of T. he's super excited. Like literally the day he could, he's had our syllabus up for a month now. And where did he graduate? Oxford or something?
Oh, wow.
He's a Chinese philosopher or professor, and he's, well, I mean, when you look up the book on Mozi, an ancient Chinese philosopher, he is the guy who did the translation.
Okay.
So there's an Oxford edition of the book,
And he did it.
he did it. He is the guy.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and so, I forget, he's translated a bunch of other things. He also, I think, what Chinese university did he go to? He went to one of them, which I was like, what? Let's see. My teeth. That's not how you spell that, but it's okay. Kind of. Where did he graduate? I mean, he has his own website.
I need to mix this in some brown or something. I just need this to be darker.
I have found whenever a professor has their own website, they're a good professor. He now does that. He just started. But they have their own website?
Yeah.
Okay, so he grew up he was born in Quebec, but he's lived in Taiwan, Thailand, and Japan and Hong Kong since the 80s until just now, but he has a degree from Yale, Taiwan, and Hong Kong University.
Okay, so he's been doing stuff.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, you're awesome. I cannot wait to take your class.
You should know what you're talking about.
Yep. So, yeah, no, I can't stop bragging. I already bought his book, even though I don't think it's on our readings. I'm going to get him to sign it. I do that with all my professors who have written books.
Oh, they'll like you.
I know, I get them to sign all of them. I feel bad because I did not get a hold of my one professor's monograph before class ended, and I don't think he's teaching right now this year. I think he's gone back home to art. Oh, right, yeah, he went back home to, he went back to the UK because he got the job for being the guy who handles the manuscripts at the British Library.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like, okay, you got a promotion.
I see.
Now I'm going to have to write to him. Good news is I know his buddies. I know him. He's the most friendliest guy in the world. He was a great professor. And trying to think, he was just, yeah, he was just great. He was only teaching the undergrads. He was only teaching undergrads because I think it was part of his contract. But he was good at it. It was just, okay, I'm teaching this class. But he mostly taught grad students. And what was it called? He was teaching them something really complicated in the classics department. And I don't know. I can't remember the subject, but I know it was not your regular grad class, right? He had something weird, and then he just... and he also taught, like, advanced Latin. That was his other class.
Oh, crap. He just looks at Boethius and he's like, yes, Boethius, my favorite bedtime story.
Yeah, oh gosh, he was amazing. He was the funniest guy. And it turned out, the guy who handles the manuscripts at Fisher, he was his roommate back in Ireland when they were in grad school together. So they were good friends. So it's like, yeah, I have pull on this guy who I'm already gonna be best friends with. But now it's like, I know your friend. And so we were all just good buddies. And it was fun. And so I miss him, but yeah, he got a promotion, and I'm like, I can't blame that.
Yeah.
You got a good promotion, so
Yeah, take that.
yeah. Unlike my other professor, he's still my other professor who was the most amazing English professor I ever had. He's still around. He's still going to be at his office at U of T, but he's finishing his monograph this year, and so he's taking a sabbatical, and he's also going to be homeschooling his kids because what was it called? He just had him and his wife just had the worst time with public schools this past year because of closing, not closing, changing schedules, and he's like, I mean, he's smart. He really can teach.
Yeah.
He taught me things that people have been trying to teach me for 20 years and I've never picked up. So, and he did it in like 4 months online.
So yeah, it's got some.
So I feel that he's the best thing that those kids can have. So
Makes sense.
yeah, he's what was it called? So yeah, I'm happy with him. I mean, he'll still be around. He still wants to keep in touch. He still likes us all, right? He's still happy and friendly. He will answer any of our questions. He just not teaching, but
Doing a course.
exactly. So, but his notes and stuff, he has a YouTube channel where
wow.
he just gave us our lectures there and made it public because he believed in free education for people. So he was just the most wonderful guy in the world, and yeah. So I just, ironically, he looked like Terry Silver. Oh, okay.
What is this I've never seen?
Blasphemy!
What have I never seen? Damn it, what have I never seen?
Oh. Have you seen number 2 at least?
Yes. I thought we watched 3, or you showed me some of it. Yeah, I feel like you did.
Okay, well, before you see season 4 coming out, you gotta watch the movie, the 3rd movie,
Yeah, I feel like I do.
because he's coming back, and yeah, he's coming back, and it's. I mean, they've referenced it enough in the earlier ones that they didn't need to tell you much about who it is, right? They just showed you the scene, so you were good, but actually a lot of things will make more sense.
No, I'm enjoying the show so much. I would totally watch more things to have more knowledge about it, right?
One of my favorite deep cuts in the season was in season 3. Daniel's given the scroll, and it's like, keep for your collection, and trying to sound like Joseph there for a second. Sorry, bad impression. And he. That's a reference to the action figures that came out. And it was each one had a secret scroll of Miyagi-Do.
Goodness.
And it was you're supposed to collect them all. And that was the reference that they had all those secrets of Miyagi-Do scrolls. It's like, what? That was so obscure.
Yeah.
Almost no one caught it. I mean, I caught it early on because I'm like, wait a moment, the action figures. But no one else was like, what? They just thought, okay, got it. They wrote them on little scrolls. Yeah.
What else does this need? What are we?
I don't know, I think my dragon's done. Maybe I'll just, because I have all this paint out.
I feel like I'm gonna cover up more of this orange space. I feel like I was trying to like leave some of it and kind of make it more peeking through, but I don't think I like it as much as I want to.
So, actually, as much as I don't know how he'll fit in, I hope they do bring more Chosen back for more Cobra Kai, because the actor was just perfect in season 3. He was hilarious, and he just
Everyone's been so good. It's crazy.
I know. So I'm excited.
Yeah. When does more come out?
Around Christmas time. I've been making the joke that it'll come out when Ralph Macchio is in his 60s. He's turning 60 this year, but
That's so weird.
That's
You were laughing
bizarre,
at him. He
man.
was like 30 years old in Karate Kid 3, and he still looked like he was a kid.
Well, because who did we see on something? It was the guy from Ferris Bueller. And what was he in? That was bizarre. The Star Trek movie.
Cameron.
Cameron. And then I'm like, well, that makes sense because he was probably, in his like early 20s when Ferris Bueller. He was fucking in his early 30s in fucking Ferris Bueller. The best friend in Ferris Bueller.
yeah.
But he also looked like he was 16.
I'm like,
17,
what?
maybe. Yeah.
What was it called? What's his name? Yeah, well, I know, yeah, you can tell Ralph Macchio's not a kid no more in number 3.
Yeah.
But he's still young, and that I was part of the casting problem with Jessica, because they casted a teenager to play her, and it was like, she's 16, I'm 27.
That was kind of weird.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just bizarre, yeah.
So let's quickly change this. Like, but actually, funny thing is, Jessica, she's Robin Lively, and her sister is Blake Lively, which is the girl from Ryan Reynolds' wife.
Blake Lively?
Yes, Ryan Reynolds' wife.
And so that whole family's kind of.
Oh yeah, that's how it always is.
I know it is, but that's funny. That's a funny one.
Yeah, so I know. I didn't realize that, and so I was like,
didn't know that.
yeah. So Ryan Reynolds has joked a few times about, hey, maybe I'll make an appearance.
Hey, that would be pretty
Oh, that would be cool. I feel like that'd be something he'd appreciate too, right?
Karate Kid Next Generation. The fourth movie from the early 90s. With,
Oh, the next Karate Kid. Oh.
Karate Kid, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. It sort of looks like me. I just haven't seen it.
Well, it originally didn't have its own DVD release. It was on the back.
Well, then you know it's gotta be
Okay.
good.
It was on the back of Karate Kid 3 DVD.
They just gave it. Karate Kid 3 was already kind of maligned, so it was basically like
Whatever.
kind of a crappy A side with an even worse B side, and that's at least worth a complete release. And that equals one full good movie.
One full movie.
One full good movie.
Well, yeah. Well,
I
okay.
like Terry Silver, but there's some like man, Karate Kid 3 is pretty raw.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you watch it as a villains movie, it gets a little better. But they were. But that's it. And actually, if you read the novelization, it's 50% of it is Daniel and Mr. Miyagi opening up their bonsai shop. That's the first half of it before the bad guys even get into this, and I'm like, I'm so glad they fixed this.
Yeah, that would have introduced pacing problems to an already kind of awkward feeling movie.
Yeah, and the next Karate Kid, I like that they did a girl. I like a few things about it. It's just, I feel the script would have been better if you did it as Johnny's redemption story. Instead of her dealing with her anger issues and trying to figure out how to fit in and, Mr. Miyagi teaching her. If they would have done it as Johnny's like, hey, I'm looking for you and I want to change my life, and they would have done that, it made more sense. But I know I'm okay. Like if they would have done Karate Kid 3 with a girl and Karate Kid 4 with Johnny,
Yeah.
it would have been so much better.
Oh yeah. No, I love Terry Silver, but like Karate Kid 3 was so unnecessary.
Yeah.
So unnecessary.
I know.
Karate Kid 2 had already taken the first story that effectively just kind of redone it in context. It just took it to Japan and said, here we go, here's a new place.
Oh yeah, that's
Same story.
that's why mostly movie sequels I don't usually care for,
Oh, yeah.
because
Well, nowadays they do a bit better of a job,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, especially back in the 80s, it's like, whatever, pump it out.
yeah, well, I don't usually care for them. Like Ghostbusters 2 is practically Ghostbusters 1 without the origin story. It's,
But here's Vigo.
there's some great moments. Don't get me wrong, they're both great movies. It's just you don't have.
like the buzzing of flies.
But Karate Kid 2 is totally different, and I feel that almost a better story based on the fact that it's got its own original thing. It's a really great second sequel movie. Like that's perfect. What was it called? Did you hear what they were what Mark Harmon wanted to do for number 3? He wanted to make it like a flying kung fu movie, and it was supposed to be. What he wanted was it was going to be continuing Daniel and Miyagi, but they go back in time and learn the history of Miyagi-Do, and there was going to be flying martial artists, and Kreese was going to be a pirate.
What?
Oh, I'm so glad this didn't exist. Holy shit.
He wanted to because he was a huge fan of these types of movies, and the studio's like, no, we want another movie where the guy wins the trophy and gets the girl.
Yeah, but
I mean, honestly, in this case, for the best.
Yeah. I don't know about pirate.
Like, I think capitalism actually won that one. Just saying.
Yeah, I know. As amazing as Captain Kreese is,
Sometimes you gotta edit.
sometimes you have to err on the side of trying to reform.
Yeah. And the reason Terry Silver was brought in was because Martin Kove was doing Hard Time on Planet Earth. A terribly hilarious series of him being an alien who's sent to live on Earth as a prisoner. And he's got to learn how to cooperate with the world, but it's like, it's got early 90s CGI. And
Yeah, baby. Early 90s CGI is the best kind
It's
of
David's
CGI.
jam.
Okay, well, you can look at the episodes. They're on YouTube. It's really weird of a show.
No, I love the period of CGI from like 1988 to 1998, 1997.
And everything was just getting started.
It was so experimental by necessity, you know, that it just, even when it was objectively awful, it has a kind of aesthetic beauty to it that modern CG just can't have, because it's too good. Like, it's to the point now where they want to try to make it as real as possible, because that's attainable. Nobody in 1994 was
So
trying
you
to
had to do
Yeah,
work with what you had. You had to
so,
make
you know,
something
you
artistic
have,
out of what you
Terminator
had.
2, which is groundbreaking, but, you know, they knew they could never make something that looked like an object that exists in real life. So let's make a giant silver blob creature, you know?
Yeah, like what can we do? Okay, well this will look cool.
You know, the T-1000 looks good because it's just a giant chunk of silver diamond.
Okay, that's better CGI than what's in the show. The show is more like, you remember the original VR concept? It's like,
Yeah, with like the polygonal jagged ass.
like early YTV kind of look.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Short Circuits, the little short animations with music. They used to play on YTV back in 1995 or 96. That was my jam. I love going back to that stuff.
Okay, well,
Yeah, there was one with a pyramid that was really. Oh,
you can look it up, Hard Time on Planet Earth. And he was given his own show, which I think it's the only show that he's actually starred in and been the main character, right?
Yeah.
But he
Kind of a villain.
he hated it, and he wanted to get out of it, and they couldn't get him out of the contract for the show, and they couldn't get and so they could only get him on weekends for the film. So they brought in Terry Silver to be to play his side of the story. And
Wow. This wasn't even. Oh my god, okay, so it's 13 episodes, one
Yes.
season, and it aired on CBS as a mid-season replacement. So it wasn't even intended to air initially. It was kind of like the Benchwarmer. And then they're like, oh, we need you to tag in, and then it happened.
it's a bad show.
Hard time. But it's funny because it actually doesn't seem to be rated that bad. So it's got to have some hit in it, you know? 7.5 out of 10. Like,
Really?
yeah, IMDb seems to think it's pretty good. 8.6 out of 10.
Really?
For a couple episodes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
96% Google users like this show. Yeah, Martin Cove is Jesse.
I mean, he's great as an actor in it, but it's just badly written.
Oh, it's wow.
Yeah, they're all on YouTube.
I don't know about this whole like Martin Cove as a leading man.
Oh no, he's still a villain. He's got total anger issues.
Oh, okay. Good.
Oh no. He has anger issues, and that's why he's there, because he's punished. He was a war criminal on his home planet,
Oh, yeah.
so he's still angry. And he's gotta just learn to adapt to human society. And he's got this weird CGI robot that follows him around.
Oh, Martin Cove's series that he was filming while Project Victory was filming, and which was the reason for the introduction of Terry Silver as the villain in Filled Space.
Yeah.
When Martin Cove couldn't come and film.
Yeah. And what was it called? What's the show? Well, he's a good guy on Cagney and Lacey. That was his big show for a long time, but he's a good guy on it. Apparently, he's really friendly on it. I have not seen it.
That would be nightmarish to witness. I don't know about friendly Martin Cove. That's not in his face description, you know? Like his face has a thing that it needs to do. And that thing is not being nice.
Yeah, he's... he is a really nice guy in real life.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
He's just friendly. Reese is the exact opposite of who he is. Which is weird, because everyone hires him now to as a villain.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Again, he has a sound and a look about him. It's, like, that's kind of what you do with that.
Yep.
Okay, David, come here and tell me if this needs any other little doopy doops, or if you can see anything. You're actually looking at it upside down. Does any of it look unbalanced from upside down?
I
Okay, so
think it looks pretty good.
in black and white, does it look balanced?
I think so. I don't know what that means in this
Well, like, does it look like there's an equal amount of dark and light, kind of?
I think it looks good.
It's got like a little bit of dark stuff at the top, and I put it a little bit down.
Yeah,
the
I feel
bottom.
like it needs a sun on the top, right?
I'm not putting a sun in this. This isn't like,
Why not?
this isn't grade school.
Hey!
Oh. Christmas.
Yes,
Yeah, it's on its way.
Oh,
He's just really far away.
Yeah.
He's got our food and he has to drop off something on the way, but
it's not across the border?
Oh God!
no. But it's technically considered Mississauga.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Okay, actually, no, it's more like a Tobico.
Okay, that's a bit.
Okay.
I don't think it's Mississauga yet.
I think we just say no.
No, it's actually more like a Tobico, so...
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever. If they
At
offered
this
it
time
for
of night, it should be easy to drive down here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they could just use the Amazon drones.
Yeah.
I bet that's
Look, where do you think you live?
Well, look right here. It's exactly where the Amazon drones were.
I've never seen an Amazon drone.
Yeah, I've seen one.
What? No way. I didn't know we had those. How do you get those?
Hmm?
How do you hire an Amazon drone? What do you get to get an Amazon drone? Where do they deliver it to you? How does this work? I need to know.
Okay, so I don't know if they were still doing the system, but a while ago it was for places that had access, especially for like buildings and stuff. They would put your little parcel on the drone.
Like, does your building need to have, like, be certified for Amazon drone access or something?
Well, no, you just have to have access.
We have a balcony!
Yes!
I want a fucking
I don't know if
drone!
they still do this at all.
I don't either, but I know that that's how the system
Yeah.
works.
Like,
Yeah.
you're all, like, convinced that these drones, that you'd seen them and they
I'm
exist.
pretty sure I've seen one for several years ago, though.
What the hell, man?
I don't know. Like, when I came to work at the dictionary. And that's always such a... People are like, what do you mean you did work at the dictionary? I went to the dictionary whole English. It's a place, it's an idea, it's a
Food's
book,
still
it's
coming,
all-
right?
Yeah, it is.
That was a very, like, dramatic noise. I'm like, oh, God.
They're still working on it.
That's fine.
The whole Amazon drone thing.
Oh, okay. Because I thought they had them in places like Seattle and stuff, where it's like
I saw
it's a big
no,
city
I saw
and it's a tech
drone with like a
city.
literal package, so maybe it was some like small mom pop thing. But when I came in to work at the
No, it's entirely. I believe that it could have existed. I just don't believe it's like
They're still testing it.
commonly in use in Toronto, because I know it's in use in places in the
Yeah.
States,
They have
but
problems.
Canada generally doesn't get this shit.
They're having issues with the aviation administration.
That's the thing. There's a lot of drone rules.
Yeah, so that's
just like flying object.
that's kind of what's.
Holding things up.
But it will be called Prime Air. So that's what we gotta look for.
I'm
Prime
ready.
Air.
I want to go.
Oops. Oh yeah, recently. So I ordered from when Rhett and Link had their 2000th anniversary episode or 2000th episode.
Jesus.
I ordered the.
I'm like, how ancient are these men?
Well, they've been doing YouTube for over 10 years.
Yeah, I guess that's. Yeah,
So
they're looking like weirdly old, and it's kind of creepy.
they were in their fort. Well, they're in their early
I know. No, I
40s.
know. It's like, oh shit, Link's got gray hair all over the place. Okay.
Yeah. So I ordered the coin, and there was a mistake on my postal code. And instead of the post office figuring out that, wait a moment, send it to the other address, they sent it back. And I tried to stop them, and I couldn't. And DHL's been bought out by Canada Post. So that's why I think switch couriers in the middle of things, and I'm like, ah.
Oh, God.
So they sent. So I called the post office to find out. No, we just mailed it back.
Okay.
Great. So I contacted them, and I said, hey, by the way, my parcel's been
It's
sent
gonna come
back.
back to you.
How do I get it? And they're sending me my replacement coin.
Oh, that's good that they're gonna still.
Yeah.
They're not like, sorry, it's been reassigned.
I know. Well, they were only available for the week, so. But, yeah, it's like, oh, I mean, I didn't pay a lot for it, but that's not the point. Don't send my stuff back.
Oh, I'm glad we ordered food. I'm getting real hungry now.
Oh, hey, sugar.
There's nothing wrong. She's like, never. I am perfect at all times.
Yeah.
I mean, that does sound true, actually. I mean, what I was
Puppies
thinking.
can't do no wrong.
Not this one.
Oh.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
And doggies don't need food, they just need lots of lovin's.
She needs food. So much food.
You little
She's like, that's a lie. I also need all of your food.
My dad used to say that to the dogs when he didn't want to feed them. Because he was too lazy.
That's what we tell her. We're like, Cigarette, you've been fed enough. You have love now. You may come here and receive love. And she's like, but I didn't want love. I wanted food. I was like,
There
well,
you go.
I'm
You
sorry.
got a new hairstyle.
Is it floofy? Yeah. It's so floofy.
Yeah, I flipped up your hair.
She's like, you said that word. That word means me.
Yes.
It does. It means sugar. Okay, I think this is done. I think I'm done.
I think so. Looks really great.
I think we're done. Okay, let me look at it from upside down and see if I think it's good. Upside down, but I think we're done. Then we can make a drink and then drink the drink while. David, can you come help me though?
What do you need?
I need assistance because I'm covered in paint and everything
Oh,
is
dear.
covered in paint and I'm just gonna cause trouble if I.
Okay, it's on white
Okay.
also.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of my problem.
Okay,
Okay, so
what do you
can you
need?
put your hand underneath this and pick it up from the bottom? You might want to use two hands. I don't know.
Huh?
Yeah. If you don't touch the sides, it won't get you dirty.
Okay, it's not big.
You're just standing there so that I can stand up and not. I already got paint on the couch, so like that's kind of where we're at. Okay. Can you?
I got
Yeah, I know. It's okay. It'll wash off. It's just it's on your skin. It'll wash off really easy. Just because you're only touching it for a minute.
glad I'm not playing around with my Genji anymore. That sounded very dirty.
Okay, we're good. That was just a paintbrush.
Okay, there was an old song my mom used.
You have to stop making these like, ooh, kind of noises. Sound like the food.
Oh, sorry! I'm not. Sorry! Everything's fine with the food. So, what was it called? What was it? There was an old song my mom used to sing. and she never knew what it meant because it just got weirder. Or like it did. If you thought it was a chair, it made no sense. It was like I'm sitting on my ya, waiting for my ya, something. And I just.
One
We
of
never
those.
knew what the ya was in the song. My mom just knew the song. We'd always sing it.
Sing it.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, all right.
And it's like, I think it's a chair. No, is it a person? I mean, she mostly did it because my dad would take forever. We always waited for him, so we just.
So you'd sing that one?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I don't know what it means or anything.
God, my thumb is encumbered.
Stop touching things. You've been touching things, I can tell.
I needed to see how wet this was.
It's all wet.
It's all
I
wet,
was
it's
just
oil.
using it. Not all of it actually, but most of it is wet. Like all the blue and the green.
Okay, see, now I have to do more tests.
Okay, well, you can make your stuff work.
Don't worry, it'll come off with yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, live stream. We have forgotten about you, and we are just randomly talking
forgotten
about
about
everything.
the
I know, the painting's on camera at least. I left the painting on
Yeah.
Okay, our randomness has gone off topic to more
There's no topics. You just kind of go on stream and do things. Apparently, I don't know this whole thing.
things on stream
It is a mystery.
Sometimes you talk about what's happening on camera.
Yeah, I've heard all sorts of conversations. Okay.
I'm surprised you don't stream because you'd be perfect for it because it's just about like talking, and finding things to talk about.
No, I just entertain Luke. Don't be doing things and listen to my thoughts about the world. I don't know. I know it's. You gotta have the right. Please have the right.
Okay. Real angry.
Oh,
I'd be the literal angry video game.
I'm also not a person who really watches these streams. Like, that's one reason I wait till the YouTube video comes out.
That was such a good say.
I'm not a streaming person, so I watch them, but I don't I watch them after they're done usually,
Yeah.
because then I can just okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna work on it. I think some paint thinner will help me, but I want some clean paint thinner. That's dirty paint thinner. Okay, so for now, what we're gonna do is put this down on the towel.
Everything will be okay. The paint
Yeah.
will come out
Yeah, no.
somehow.
Yeah. There. Yeah, no. I just needed. I needed something to put down.
Yeah.
This active paint on the other side.
Exactly. I knew that.
Is that the phrase you use, active paint? That's supposed to like an earth
I mean, I don't know,
I
man.
think it's just dry.
Wet, yeah, I guess.
Dry, wet.
Right.
There is on the way.
Now I gotta figure out somewhere to put this painting for it to dry.
I want to listen to Charlotte Diamond. I just got a crazy. It's not weird. Okay, you know. Yes. Catherine, did you ever listen to Charlotte Diamond?
Don't even know who that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I might, but that's about it. I don't know the name.
Okay, so I think the painting's about done. Let's take the camera off and show more of the painting.
Listen to rap. Like, listen to Charlotte Diamond.
Oh gosh, we've discovered recently that back in the day, Jim and Tammy Faye Baker had albums.
Wow.
Yeah, someone had found
Wait, who are they?
Jim Baker. He's a televangelist who went to jail for
Dude, there's wet paint right there.
selling fake condos.
Where's she gonna make drinks?
And now he's back and he preaches the Book of Revelations, which really he just sells products on his religious show.
Cool. He's one of those. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's a televangelist, but him and him and Tammy Faye are hugely famous in that department. He's the biggest con artist in the world.
Beautiful.
And here's my
Oh, and
picture
then we've got the
too.
other one.
It's not that great, but hey, you know what?
Oh,
It's
we
a
got
painting.
scales all over.
Yeah, he got scales. Supposed to be a dragon, kind of a snake.
The lighting is bad because you can't tell any of the details in the clouds, but there are details.
It's just a bunch of blue that was supposed to be waves that turned into clouds and a blob.
The lighting is really bad because this water has like different colors in it, and you can't see any of it.
Oh, okay. I'll try.
There's some different lighting. Yeah, it's not helping.
No, I'm trying to see. I can see a little bit of how it's going, but yeah.
There we go. I turned it down on
Sorry.
multicolor. That worked a little bit, but you can kind of see more of it.
So. But yeah, no, we found out
Yeah, all the green in this is looking white, which is not. It's actually
someone on the
green. Okay.
someone on the internet on one of my weird secondhand finds found the album, and then it became a whole thing of let's look this up. Oh gosh, it's the freakiest religious kids album ever.
Alright, so that was the oil painting, palm trees, all in one day oil painting, thick paint. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it was good, fun to watch.
Yeah, I hope you had fun.
And all the crazy discussions as well. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. And I better find someone to rate actually. We'll find something to rate. Let's see what we can find. Mm-hmm.
You also have paint on the side of your
Oh, I
face.
bet I do. I'm
You
gonna
have a paint or sideburn.
clean. Which side?
That side.
This side?
Yeah, there's greenish.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
We'll deal with that later.
It's fun. No one said being an artist was clean.
Damn straight. My poor couch though. I hope this comes off. It should come off. Couch needs to be reupholstered.
I always try to keep.
Paint thicker is more paint.
Well, maybe Josh will keep it with the top.
Are we still on live stream?
Yes. David, this is like Talladega Nights where it's like let's stick another knife in there to get it out.
Well, you can get
I mean, like, think about whiteboard markers. And, oh boy, I used Sharpie on my whiteboard. How do I do
That's
this?
like
Yeah.
that's why it's so weird though.
Whiteboard marker.
That's the only reason, the only time that works.
also, what's the other one you can do? You can, I think you can just heat it up and it comes off. At least the sheets do. The dry erase sheets, you can like iron them and the thing comes off. But, there
Are you
is.
not ironing the whiteboard?
I don't know if it works for whiteboards, but I know it works for the whiteboard
This
sheets.
is like the worst idea.
Someone in my school did it years ago, but with paint, there is thickeners. There's modeling paste and stuff to make it thick. There's also
Yeah, no, usually with these thick ones I actually use a painting wax or a painting butter. But I didn't bother to get it out today and I'm like, I'm committed, I'll just
Yeah.
use more paint.
Then there's also like not just paint thinners, but there's other mediums that are made to get more liquidy. And then there's also a thing of if you are doing pouring, there's a product called it's a little politically incorrect, but it's actually correct because it's dictionary definition. The retarder, which is a
Yeah.
it slows down the flow when you have really liquidy paint.
It retards it.
Yeah. Exactly, it slows it down, and so that's another product you can have. So if you want a really slow pour, but you want it liquidy to pour, that's what you put in it.
I don't want a slow pour, I want a slow rich.
So there's lots of fun things of.
What's
There's a lot of mediums to do a lot of different things that you just add to the paint to make it thicker, heavier. Drop things. I don't know what I dropped.
You know,
Wasn't my
as
phone.
you do.
Oh, there's a brush. So yeah, life's just cool. They have just about everything for paint, and I'm like, I was always taught just add more paint or add more water.
Alright, we're gonna raid. Bye everyone.
It was fun. Hope you had fun. Thank you for putting up with the craziness.
And the painting.
Oh yeah, I hope you enjoyed the painting too. That was the main part of this.
No, craziness was the main part. We're pretty confirmed on that one.
Are we still streaming?
We are, but we will be stopped